Eddie! Screamed one of the girls. Look, I said, stepping in front of Jack and holding my hands up in the air like a traffic cop. We're a lot smaller than you guys. Are you talking to me, Freddy Krueger? I don't think you want to mess with me, you ugly freak, said Eddie. And this was the point where I knew I should run away as fast as I could, but Jack was still on the ground and I wasn't about to leave him. Yo, dude, said a new voice behind us. What's up, man? Eddie spun around and pointed his flashlight toward the voice. For a second, I couldn't believe who it was. Leave him alone, dude, said Amos with Miles and Henry right behind him. Says who? Said one of the guys with Eddie. Just leave him alone, dude, Amos repeated calmly. Are you a freak too? Said Eddie. They're all a bunch of freaks, said one of his friends. Amos didn't answer them, but looked at us. Come on, guys, let's go. Mr. Tushman's waiting for us. I knew that was a lie, but I helped Jack get up and we started walking over to Amos. Then out of the blue, the Eddie guy grabbed my hood and as I passed by him, yanking it really hard so I was pulled backward and fell flat on my back. It was a hard fall and I hurt my elbow pretty bad on a rock. I couldn't really see what happened afterward, except that Amos rammed into the Eddie guy like a monster truck, and they both fell down to the ground next to me. Everything got really crazy after that. Someone pulled me up by my sleeve and yelled, Run! And someone else screamed, Get him! At the same time. And for a few seconds, I actually had two people pulling the sleeves of my sweatshirt in opposite directions. I heard them both cursing until my sweatshirt ripped, and the first guy yanked me by the arm and started pulling me behind him as we ran, which I did as fast as I could. I could hear footsteps just behind us, chasing us, and voices shouting and girls screaming, but it was so dark I didn't know whose voices they were, only that everything felt like we were underwater. We were running like crazy, and it was pitch black, and whenever I started to slow down, the guy pulling me by my arm would yell, Don't stop! Voices in the dark. Finally, after what seemed like forever of running, someone yelled, I think we lost him! Amos? I'm right here, said Amos's voice a few feet behind us. We can stop, Miles yelled from further up. Jack, I yelled. Whoa, said Jack, I'm here. I can't see a thing. Are you sure we lost them? Henry asked, letting go of my arm. That's when I realized that he'd been the one who was pulling me as we ran. Yeah. Shh, let's listen. We all got super quiet, listening for footsteps in the dark. All we could hear were the crickets and frogs and our own crazy panting. We were out of breath, stomachs hurting, bodies bent over our knees. We lost them, said Henry. Whoa, that was intense. What happened to the flashlight? I dropped it. How did you guys know? Said Jack. We saw them before. They looked like jerks. You just rammed into him, I said to Amos. I know, right? Laughed Amos. He didn't even see it coming, said Miles. He was like, Are you a freak too? And you were like, Bam, said Jack. Bam, said Amos, throwing a fake punch in the air. But after I tackled him, I was like, Run, Amos, you schmuck. He's 10 times bigger than you. And I got up and started running as fast as I could. We all started laughing. I grabbed Augie and I was like, Run, said Henry. I didn't even know it was you pulling me, I answered. That was wild, said Amos, shaking his head. Totally wild. Your lip is bleeding, dude. I got in a couple of good punches, answered Amos, wiping his lip. I think they were 7th graders. They were huge. Losers, Henry shouted really loudly, but we all shushed him. We listened for a second to make sure no one had heard him. Where the heck are we? Asked Amos. I can't even see the screen. I think we're in the cornfields, answered Henry. Duh, we're in the cornfield, said Miles, pushing a cornstalk at Henry. Okay, I know exactly where we are, said Amos. We have to go back in this direction. That'll take us to the other side of the field. Yo, dudes, said Jack, hand high in the air. That was really cool of you guys to come back for us. Really cool. Thanks. No problem, answered Amos, high-fiving Jack, and then Miles and Henry high-fived him, too.